They say blood is thicker than water. They tell you that family is everything. That no matter what happens, your family will have your back. But let me tell you something I learned the hard way. Sometimes, the people closest to you are the ones holding the knife. And they're just waiting for you to turn around so they can bury it in your spine. My name is Mike. And this is the story of how I ruined Thanksgiving, destroyed my relationship with my brother, and traumatized my parents. And honestly, I enjoyed every single second of it. But before we dive into the wreckage, I have a small request. If you live for stories like this, whether it's revenge, horror, mystery, or drama, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We upload various kinds of stories every single day here on ThreadVerse, so you will never run out of entertainment. Trust me, you don't want to miss what we have coming next. Now, sit back, grab a drink, and get comfortable, because we are going to be here for a while. This is the story of how I exposed my girlfriend and my golden child brother in front of our entire extended family, and why I don't regret a damn thing. Let's start with Jessica. Jessica was perfect, or at least, the version of her she let me see was perfect. We had been together for 3 years. 3 years of what I thought was pure happiness. We met in college. She was studying graphic design. I was in engineering. She had this laugh that could light up a room, you know? The kind of girl you bring home to mom and dad, and they instantly fall in love with her. And they did. My parents loved Jessica. My mom would always say, "Mike, don't you dare mess this up. She's the best thing that ever happened to you." Looking back, that stings a little bit. We moved in together about a year ago. We talked about the future. We talked about marriage. I was actually saving up for a ring. I had a specific one picked out, a princess-cut diamond, white gold band. She had pointed it out in a mall window 6 months prior. I was working overtime, picking up extra shifts just to buy that ring. I thought we were a team. I thought it was us against the world. And then there was my brother, Chris. Chris is 2 years older than me. And growing up, Chris was the golden child. You know the type. Captain of the football team, straight A student, charming, handsome. He could do no wrong. If I broke a vase, I got grounded. If Chris broke a vase, my mom would ask if he hurt his hand. Despite that, we were relatively close. Or so I thought. He was my big brother. I looked up to him. I trusted him. Chris had been single for a while. He was always the player type, bouncing from girl to girl. He used to tell me, "Mike, I don't know how you do the whole commitment thing. It seems so boring." I should have listened to him. It started about 3 months ago. Small things. Things you ignore because you love someone. Jessica started working late. She got a promotion at her ad agency, which apparently required her to be at the office until 9 or 10 p.m. 3 nights a week. I wanted to be supportive. I'd have dinner ready for her when she got home. But when she walked in, she wouldn't look tired. She looked energized, flushed, freshly showered. I asked her once, "Hey babe, did you shower at the office gym?" She froze for a split second, just a microsecond, and said, Yeah, I felt gross after work, so I rinsed off." I didn't think much of it. Then there was the phone. Jessica used to leave her phone on the coffee table, face up. She didn't have a passcode on it because, well, we trusted each other. Suddenly, the phone was always face down, always in her pocket, and she changed the passcode. When I jokingly asked her about it, she got defensive. She said, "I just want some privacy, Mike. Why are you being so insecure?" Insecure. That word creates doubt, doesn't it? I thought, maybe I am being insecure. Maybe I'm just stressed about work. But the weirdest part was Chris. Chris started coming over more often. He'd pop by on weekends to watch the game. But he spent a lot of time talking to Jessica. I'd be in the kitchen making snacks, and I'd hear them laughing in the living room. Quiet laughs. Whispers. When I'd walk in, the conversation would stop. "What are you guys talking about?" I'd ask. "Nothing," Chris would say, slapping me on the back. "Just telling Jess how embarrassing you were as a kid." It felt harmless. It felt like family bonding. God, I was so stupid. The discovery happened 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. It was a Tuesday. Jessica was in the shower. I was sitting on the bed, reading a book. Her phone was on the nightstand. She had forgotten to take it into the bathroom with her. And then, it dinged. Usually, I wouldn't look. But the screen lit up, and for some reason, the preview was on. It was a text message. From Chris, brother. The message read, "My back still hurts from last night, lol. Can't wait for Thursday." I stared at the screen. My brain tried to rationalize it. Maybe they went to the gym together? Maybe Chris helped her move something at work? But Thursday? Thursday was one of the nights she worked late. My heart started hammering in my chest. You know that feeling when your stomach drops? Like you're on a roller coaster that just went off the rails. I knew the passcode. Or rather, I knew the old passcode, and I had a hunch. I tried her birth year. Wrong. I tried the last 4 digits of her social. Wrong. Then, I tried Chris's birthday. It unlocked. I felt like I was going to throw up. Using my brother's birthday as her passcode? That was a nail in the coffin right there. I went to the messages. There was a thread with Chris. It wasn't just a few texts. It was months of messages. I scrolled up, and I saw things that I can never unsee. I love it when we sneak away like this. Mike is so oblivious. He made me dinner while I was texting you. He's so boring compared to you, Chris. And then, the photos. Photos of them in my car. Photos of them at a hotel. Photos of them in our bed when I was at work. They weren't just sleeping together. They were mocking me. They were laughing at me. I read a text from Chris. "Are you sure you can make it to Thanksgiving with him? It's going to be awkward." Jessica replied, "Don't worry. I'll play the loving girlfriend. He's planning to propose soon anyway. I might say yes just for the drama." I almost dropped the phone. She knew I was going to propose, and she was joking about it with my brother. I heard the water turn off in the bathroom. Panic set in. I had to think fast. If I confronted them now, they would lie. They would gaslight me. Jessica would cry. Chris would get aggressive, and my parents, who worshipped Chris, might even take his side if I didn't have proof. I took my own phone out. I took photos of every single text message. I scrolled back for months. I took videos of the scrolling so they couldn't claim it was Photoshop. I forwarded the worst pictures to my hidden email folder. I put her phone back on the nightstand exactly how I found it. When she walked out of the bathroom, wrapped in a towel, smiling at me, I looked at her, and I felt nothing. The love was gone. It was replaced by a cold, dark hatred. "Who texted?" she asked casually. "Just spam," I said. "Hey, I'm going to take a drive. Clear my head." I walked out of the house. I drove to a parking lot behind a Walmart, and I screamed. I screamed until my throat bled. And then, I started to plan. I had 10 days until Thanksgiving. 10 days to pretend everything was normal. 10 days to sleep in the same bed with a woman who was sleeping with my brother. 10 days to look my brother in the eye and shake his hand. It was the hardest acting performance of my life. I decided that a simple breakup wasn't enough. They had humiliated me. They had laughed at me behind my back. I needed to destroy them publicly. I needed to make sure that once the truth came out, there was no spinning it. No, Mike is crazy. No, it was just one time. Thanksgiving was being hosted at my parents' house this year. The whole family was coming. Aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents. About 25 people. My parents had this tradition where before dinner, we would all gather in the living room, watch a slideshow of family photos from the year, and say what we were thankful for. It was usually boring. But this year, I volunteered to make the slideshow. "Mom," I told her over the phone, "I want to do something special this year. Since things are getting serious with Jessica, I want to make a really nice video montage." My mom was thrilled. "Oh, Mike, that's so sweet. Are you going to do it?" She meant propose. "Maybe," I said. "Just make sure everyone is watching." I spent the next week building the presentation. I started with normal photos. Me and Mom. Chris playing football. Dad grilling. Jessica and me on vacation. Cute stuff. Wholesome music. And then, halfway through, I inserted the evidence folder. I scanned the screenshots. I blew them up so they would be readable on a 65-inch 4K TV. I arranged them chronologically. The flirty texts first, then the dates, then the hotel receipts I found in her email, then the photos. And for the audio, I recorded a voiceover. Not of me screaming, but of me reading their texts in a calm, documentary-style voice. I also went shopping. I didn't buy a ring. I bought a bottle of very expensive scotch. For myself. The night before Thanksgiving, Jessica asked me, "Are you okay? You've been quiet lately." I looked at her. "I'm just nervous about tomorrow. I want everything to be perfect." She smiled and kissed my cheek. It will be. Your family loves us. Us. She said us. The morning of Thanksgiving was cold. The sky was gray. It matched my mood perfectly. We drove to my parents' house around 2 p.m. The house smelled like roast turkey, sage stuffing, and pumpkin pie. It was the smell of my childhood, a smell that is now forever ruined for me. When we walked in, Chris was already there. He was sitting on the couch, holding a beer, laughing with my dad. There he is, Chris yelled, standing up. Little brother. He came over to hug me. I had to force myself not to punch him in the throat. I let him hug me. I could smell his cologne. It was the same cologne I had smelled on Jessica's sweater a week ago. Hey Chris, I said. Good to see you. Jessica went to the kitchen to help Mom. I stayed in the living room. Slowly, the house filled up. Aunt Karen, Uncle Bob, my cousins, my grandmother. The noise level rose. Everyone was drinking wine, laughing, catching up. My dad pulled me aside. Mike, your mom tells me you have a surprise today. He winked. Yeah, Dad. It's going to be memorable. Good man. He slapped my shoulder. Jessica is a keeper. And hey, having Chris as a best man, that'll be a hell of a wedding. I almost laughed out loud. Dinner was served at 5 p.m. We all sat at the long dining table. I sat next to Jessica. Chris sat directly across from us. I watched them. Under the table, I saw Jessica's foot brush against Chris's leg. I saw the looks they exchanged when nobody was watching. The secret smiles. It made me sick. I didn't eat a single bite of turkey. Mike, you're not eating? Mom asked. Saving room for dessert, I said. And the presentation. After dinner, everyone moved to the living room. People were full, sleepy, and happy. My dad tapped his glass with a fork. All right, everyone, settle down, Dad announced. Mike has prepared a special video for us this year. He's worked very hard on it. Ooh, Aunt Karen squealed. Is this what I think it is? Everyone looked at Jessica. She was blushing, acting the part of the bashful girlfriend. She thought I was going to propose. She probably had a fake yes speech ready. I stood up. I hooked my laptop up to the big TV. I held the remote. Thanks, everyone, I said. My voice was steady, surprisingly steady. I know we usually just look at old photos. But this year, I wanted to show you the truth about our year. I wanted to show you what family really means. I looked at Chris. He raised his beer to me. I looked at Jessica. She squeezed my hand. I pulled my hand away. Hit the lights, I said. My cousin turned off the lights. The room went dark. The TV glowed. The music started. What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong. Slide 1, Mom and Dad at the beach. Everyone says, ah. Slide 2, me and Jessica at the park. Slide 3, Chris holding his new nephew. For 2 minutes, it was perfect. Everyone was smiling. And then, the music stopped abruptly. The screen went black for 5 seconds. The room was silent. Technical difficulties? Uncle Bob joked. No, I said from the corner. Just wait. The screen lit up again. But this time, there was no music. Slide 4, a screenshot of a text message. Sender, Chris. Recipient, Jessica. Text, I can't wait to get Mike out of the house so I can come over. The room was confused. My mom squinted. What is that? I can't read it. Slide 5, another screenshot. Text, he's so stupid. He actually thinks you love him. We're playing him like a fiddle. A hush fell over the room. I saw Chris stiffen. He sat up straight. Slide 6, a photo. A selfie. Jessica and Chris. In a hotel room bed. Chris is shirtless. Jessica is in lingerie. Gasps. Audible gasps filled the room. What the hell is this? My dad boomed. I didn't stop. I kept clicking. Slide 7, text message. Jessica, I feel bad sometimes, but the sex is just too good with you. Chris, don't feel bad. Mike is a loser. He's lucky you're even seen with him. He's just a placeholder until I'm ready to settle down. That was the one that broke my mother. I heard a glass shatter. Someone had dropped their wine. Chris jumped up. Mike, turn it off. Turn it off right now. He lunged for the laptop. I was ready. I sidestepped him and shoved him back. Hard. Sit down. I warned. I'm not finished. Jessica was crying now. Not the cute cry. The ugly, hyperventilating panic cry. Mike, please. Stop. It's not what it looks like. Not what it looks like. I laughed. It looks like you're sleeping with my brother. I clicked the final slide. It was the text from 2 days ago. Chris, are you sure you can handle Thanksgiving? Jessica, I'll fake it. Just like I fake it in bed with him. I let that sit on the screen. The brutal, honest truth. I turned the lights back on. The scene that followed was chaos. Absolute chaos. My mother was sobbing uncontrollably into her hands. My grandmother looked like she was having a heart attack. My dad stood up. His face was purple. He looked at Chris, the golden child, the son who could do no wrong. Is this true? Dad asked. His voice was a whisper, which was scarier than shouting. Chris tried to stammer. Dad, listen, Mike. Mike faked these. He's jealous. You know he's always been jealous of me. I checked the phone logs. Chris, I shouted. Don't you dare lie to them now. Jessica reached for my arm. Mike, baby, please. I recoiled like she was toxic waste. Don't touch me. Get your things and get out of my parents' house. We are done. The lease is in my name. You have 24 hours to move your crap out of my apartment before I throw it on the street. Dad walked up to Chris, and for the first time in his life, he didn't protect him. He slapped him. A full, open palm slap across the face that echoed through the room. Get out, Dad said. Both of you, get out of my house. Dad, Chris yelled. Over a girl? You're kicking me out over a girl. I'm kicking you out because you betrayed your own blood. Dad screamed. You slept with your brother's fiancée. You are a disgrace. Chris looked around the room. No one would look at him. Even Aunt Karen, who usually defended everyone, was staring at the floor. Chris grabbed his jacket. He looked at me with pure venom. You happy now, you little rat? You ruined everything. I didn't do anything, Chris, I said, opening my expensive bottle of scotch. I just turned on the lights. You guys are the ones who made the mess. Chris and Jessica left together. They were arguing as they walked to the car. I heard Jessica screaming. You said he wouldn't find out. When the door closed, the silence was deafening. My mom came over to me. She hugged me. She cried into my chest for 10 minutes. I'm so sorry, Mike. I'm so sorry. We didn't know. I drank my scotch. It tasted like victory. It's been 6 months since that Thanksgiving. The fallout was nuclear. I kicked Jessica out. She tried to call me 100 times. She sent long emails blaming Chris, saying he manipulated her, saying she still loved me. I deleted them all without reading past the first line. Last I heard, she's living with a friend and Chris dumped her 2 weeks later. Turns out, he didn't want a girlfriend. He just wanted what was mine. As for Chris, he's practically disowned. My parents speak to him occasionally on the phone because they are parents and they can't help it, but he isn't invited to holidays anymore. The trust is gone. The golden child statue has crumbled. And me? I'm doing great. Really, I moved to a new city. I got a better job. I'm single, and for the first time in my life, I'm putting myself first. That Thanksgiving was painful. It was the hardest day of my life. But it was also the day I cut out the cancer that was killing me. So, if you think your family drama is bad, just remember my story. At least your brother didn't sleep with your fiancé and get exposed on a 4K TV in front of grandma. But hey, if you ever need advice on how to make a killer slideshow, you know who to call. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed hearing about my brother getting what he deserved, please destroy that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to ThreadVerse. As I mentioned, we upload various kinds of stories every single day, from scary encounters to satisfying revenge. Join our community, and let's explore these crazy stories together. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I'll see you in the next video.